5 tips to improve your fitness goals is going to be today's video. Tip number 1. This is recording, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I can see. Tip number 1. I've said it a million times. Consistency. So consistency with your training. It's no good training for a couple of weeks and having a couple of days off, and then training for a week and having 2 weeks off. You've got to be consistent. Set yourself out, or get someone to set yourself out. Go to a PT or online coach or whatever. Get them to set you out a training program and rigidly stick to it. Rigidly stick to it. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2. Consistency. There is a theme to this, and I cannot stress this enough. Consistency is I'm trying not to swear. Consistency is the key. So consistency with your eating. It's no good eating if you're looking at physique goals, muscle gain, fat loss, whatever your goal happens to be. It's no good eating 3 square meals a day like an average person, because you are not an average person. If you're trying to put muscle on, that is not average. That is beyond and above average. So you need to eat above average. So you need to be eating roughly every 3 hours, and you need to be getting your adequate amount of protein. So you need roughly 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Split that over 6 to 7 meals, depending on how many hours you're out of bed, basically, to get your protein requirements. Then you need your fats, your carbs. Anyway, that's a whole different video altogether. So consistency with your eating is tip number 2. Tip number 3. You've got it. Consistency. This time, consistency with your sleeping. You will grow and recuperate your muscles when you are sleeping. Your body will release growth hormone when you're sleeping. So if you're up until 3 o'clock in the morning on your iPhone, then you're going to somewhat impede your gains and recovery. So you need a solid 8 hours of sleep every day, consistently. So that's tip number 3. Tip number 4. Set yourself goals, and set yourself achievable goals. Now, a lot of coaches and online people will say, set yourself a short-term goal, like a daily goal, a medium goal, so that might be a monthly goal, and then your long-term goal, which might be this time next year I want to be X, Y, Z. Now, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it more depends on you as a person, on how you are. Me personally, I don't set medium and long-term goals. I set short-term goals. For instance, I like to track. I only track it in here because I'm not that dedicated anymore. But apparently, you can get apps for it. If you're young, you can get apps on this sort of thing. Track what you're lifting in the gym. So, like if Monday you do chest, like International Chest Day on a Monday, say to yourself, okay, I had 100 kilos on the bench and I got 7 reps. So that either goes in there if you're good, or if you want to use an app or an old-fashioned bit of paper. Just track exactly what you're doing on that exact day. So for your weekly goal, next week you can look at your app or your book and say, okay, yeah, I use 100 kilos, I've got 7 reps. What am I going to do today for my weekly goal? I want to get 8 reps with that. So you'll strive to get 8 reps with that. Or you might want to put another 2.5 kilos on it and get 7 reps, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. You can even do things like, okay, I have like 1 minute rest between sets, or compound exercises I have like 1.5 minutes. I'm going to make a conscious effort to do a minute or 1 minute and 15 seconds. So just try little things to ramp up the intensity, ramp up the weight, ramp up the reps on a weekly basis. So that's like your short-term goals. Now with me, like I say, I only set the short-term goals because I find if I can accomplish my short-term goals, the medium and long-term ones that I may or may not have had in my head kind of take care of themselves, because I'm achieving my weekly goals. So that's tip number 4. Tip number 5, get yourself a training partner. Now this goes a little bit back to the consistency thing again. there's loads of times, and if you train on your own, it's so easy, unless you're 100% dedicated all the time, to say to yourself, oh, you know what, I'm really tired today, I can't be asked to go to the gym, I've got too much work on, can't be asked to go to the gym. And you kind of, that little man in the back of your head's going to be making excuses. Oh, no, have a day off. Oh, you know what, fuck it, I'll go tomorrow. So that's ruining your consistency on your training, your tip number 1. So if you've got a training partner, if you just talk to people, instead of having these stupid fucking headsets on that everyone has nowadays, if you actually talk to people in the gym and make friends with people, like we had a conversation back in the day, we used to like speak to fellow human beings, and now everyone just texts and inboxes people. But if you actually sort of make the conscious effort, because no doubt most people go to the gym the same days, the same sort of time of day, and inevitably you see the same people that are doing exactly the same as you, and a lot of them are training on their own, like you are. So you've only got to strike with a comment. Oh, do you mind if I work in with you? Oh, that was really good. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm doing legs tomorrow. Oh, are you here at the same time? Yeah. Oh, maybe we could train together. Oh, yeah, that'd be really good. So the idea of that is that when you can't be asked to go to the gym, you're like, maybe I should go because I don't want to let my training partner down. So you feed off of each other. So that's tip number 5. So follow those quick and easy 5 tips to make your life better, your training life better. Anyway, you get the gist. Be consistent, everybody.